All right, everybody. Hope you all are having a great day. Now, I'm thoughts and prayers are out there with everybody out there in Florida. Hoping for a quick de-intensification, but it's just not looking like a good storm out there. So, for all y'all out there, hope y'all are doing all right. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Red River rivalry, and specifically, we're going to need Jaydon Blue to do really well in this Red River game to ensure Texas to get a win. But if you like the video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment down below your thoughts. I know there's going to be quite a few Texas fans that are going to disagree with this, and they're going to say, "Hey, I'm done with Jaydon Blue, and we want Trey Wisner." And I'm going to explain to you why I think that you should want Jaydon Blue in this game. But this is no slight to Trey Wisner whatsoever. Just saying that we need Jaydon Blue. Trey Wisner is one heck of a back. Jarrett Gibson is one heck of a back. These are both like Trey Wisner might have better vision than Jonathan Brooks. And for those of y'all that have listened and watched my videos, you know what a compliment that is to say that he has better vision than Jonathan Brooks. So uh that he might have better vision. Don't want to make that full out claim yet. But we're gonna need Jaydon Blue. And specifically because of the passing game. And I just on the open here, I want to go ahead and play Steve Sarkisian's comments immediately after the game because I feel it's important to, when you're thinking about, oh, well, didn't Jaden Blue just get benched? Trey Wisner came in and he carried more running back one duties for him. Well, just let's listen to what Steve Sarkisian had to say.
How important is it for you and Coach Choice and everybody else? And he's a bit of a veteran anyway, but just to make sure that he knows and he's picked back up and he's going to be counted on this year.
No, that's the whole key to the drill, Craig. That really is. And Jaden's a great teammate. He was a captain today for us. Had a phenomenal game last week. He'd missed 2 weeks ago and came back last week, had a great game. And today the ball got put on the ground. And again, I'm as concerned about the psyche of a player as anything. That was why we went with Trey in the second half after that. But I'm gonna call Jaden tonight, and the whole thing is we're gonna need Jaydon Blue this season. Okay, so that's why they call us coach, and that's why Coach Choice and myself, we've got to get back to work and figure out if it was a fundamental or technique issue of why the ball was on the ground, or if it was in the wrong arm. We're going to look at all that stuff and then say, okay, how are we going to fix it? Give him the why and then the how, and then work on that through the bye week and get him back ready to go, because he's too good of a player for us. He's too good of a teammate, and like I said, we're going to need him to play at a high level for us to go try to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish this season.
So I just want to go ahead and start off by saying, like, the note about he's too good of a teammate. This is a really, really good teammate, and he's a player first guy. I've mentioned this. I put out a tweet saying, "Hey, I was doing every play videos for the players, and his video, I put out his video, and then he messaged me saying, "Hey, are you doing these for everybody?" He didn't say it in those exact words, but that's kind of the message that he was sending out. And this is a guy that, when he gets praised, his first thought is somebody else. Like when he was in the post game press conference after ULM, his first thing was talking about how the success of Colin Page, and how Colin Page was looking good out there, and Trey Wisner was looking good. Uh, this is a very, very good teammate to have on your team. Despite what everybody thought early on in the recruiting process, this is a good teammate. Now, he's also a really, really good player, a really talented player. And you're going to see why specifically here in the passing game. But first, let's just touch on the rushing. I mean, anything that you can say about Jarrett Gibson or Trey Wisner, you can really just say the same thing about Jaydon Blue from what the statistics have shown. Now, you can't say about the fumbling. That's the one aspect. But then again, to go back to what we just heard from Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian talked about, hey, that's why we're coaches. It's our job to go out there and coach him to be able to, hold on to the football. Now, I'm not saying let's give Jaydon Blue some unlimited, hey, if he keeps fumbling the ball, we'll just keep on coaching, keep on. No, that's not what I'm saying. But now that the issue has presented itself and it's been identified, it hasn't been fixed. And if it hasn't been fixed, then guess what? You got to go down on the line and you got to move down. But that's going to hurt us in other areas. I'm going to show you why in a second. But I also want you to pay attention to yards after contact and yards after contact per attempt. Now, Trey Wisner is leading that. Jaydon Blue was leading that going into the game, and he had some really short rushes after contact versus Mississippi State that really kind of tanked these numbers for him. But this is a guy that he has shown the ability to not just a lot of people like there's a misconception about Jaydon Blue that he's not going to be able to run between tackles, and he's not going to be able to get those tough yards. And honestly, like we were talking about in the space last night, that honestly might be one of his biggest. That might have been one of his biggest not attributes, but detriments this year so far. Is it's almost like he's wanting to prove to people, hey, I can go do this. I can go run through contact. Like, dude, yeah, you can. You know what? You can. But you're also super fast, and no one else has your speed. Go run to open space, and you can outrun these guys. But it's almost like he has this mindset of, I want to prove y'all wrong. I'm going to run through some dudes. So it's almost that has almost been like a sort of a detriment in a way. Now, I'm not going to say it's a full. I don't want to say it's a detriment because I don't have any problem with my running back wanting to go smack some dudes in the face. I really don't. Like, honestly, the closest position to a running back, in my opinion, on the defensive side of the football is a linebacker. You got to be ready to go. You just got to be a psychopath to want to play those two positions like that. Those are hard collisions that are happening. Now, the area that we're going to need Jaydon Blue in, and you've seen it, like, and keep in mind with these stats, Jaydon Blue has missed an entire game, and he was injured for a good portion of the Michigan game. Like, he would have a a significant higher number than he does now. And then also don't forget the second half of the Mississippi State game, missing that. So these things, they start to add up. It's almost like 2 games completely missed for him. So for him to do this on that short of time is really kind of impressive. And also to show you, look at the scoring. He's 1 point behind Burt Auburn, who leads the team in scoring. And so that's 1 extra point. Burt's had 31 extra points. We put the ball in the end zone 31 times. And if Jaydon Blue is in for one more game, he most likely has more points than this. But he is our leading weapon on this team. And just when you consider the entire point of the football game is to put the ball in the end zone, well, Jaydon Blue is doing that the most for us right now. But so you go and you look at the receiving, right? This is the matchup that Texas is going to want to exploit. The pass defense. Oklahoma has a strong. I don't have the here. Actually, give me 1 second. But so here, that's the Oklahoma offense or Oklahoma rush defense. They have a very good rush defense, a very stout rush defense. 2.6 yards per carry, given up. If you want to think of it in terms of like what those numbers are saying, that right there is the 2023 Texas Longhorns rush defense numbers. I'm not saying I'm not saying they're as good as Devondre Sweat or Byron Murphy, but I'm saying they have the numbers that are showing, hey, yeah, we can get up there. But I mean, Texas 5 yards per carry, I'm going to take that all day long. It's not like it's a matchup that we can't win over there. But when you look at matchups to exploit and what you want to, try and poke a hole in, this is the one that you're going to go for. Especially when you have a top 10 passing offense right now. Okay, so why does that matter for Jaydon Blue? Well, Jaydon Blue, right now, as it stands, he's got 21 targets. That's 5 behind Isaiah Bond for the lead. He's played in 1 less game. Every other guy up on this graphic right here, our 5 leaders, Isaiah Bond, 26, Matthew Golden, 22, Jaydon Blue, 21 targets, Gunnar Helms, 17 targets, Ryan Wingo, 13 targets. When you look at, and Jaydon Blue does need to start catching some more of these footballs, but at the same time, some of these need to be placed more accurately. I mean, I can off the top of my head, I can count 4 passes from Arch Manning that were check downs on the flat or two check downs on the flat, two wheel routes that if he hits them, three of these are probably touchdowns for a total of 200 to 300 yards. And one of them was just probably, it was going to be like a good 10, 15-yard game or something like that. But he's just missed passes. But at the same time, I can also think of about 4 to 5 passes that have gone off his hands. I mean, really, Jaydon Blue, he does need to be catching some more of these footballs. And I think he'd be the first person to tell you that. But what he does to the defense, just simply standing in the flat, and I sound like a broken record because I've said this so many times. When you just simply put him in the flat, defenses have to they have to account for him. And what that in turn does is that opens up a passing lane for an Isaiah Bond, a Matthew Golden, a Gunnar Helm, a Ryan Wingo, a not listed DeAndre Moore. That's what he does. And then if you do go to try and, if you say, you know what, no, we're not giving you that passing lane, right? We're going to take that away. Okay, just toss it to Blue, get your free first down, and then go on with your business. Really, Jaydon Blue standing in the flat for baseball-minded people. It's like taking a free base. It's like one of the biggest pet peeves for a baseball coach is when guys jump out of the way of baseball when they're about to get hit with a ball. Why on earth are you giving up a free 90 feet? If they're going to give you a free base, you take it. And that's basically what Jaydon Blue standing on the flat is. If they're going to give you a free new set downs, you take it all day long. But his speed, his ability to receive the ball, his ability to run through contact, Jaydon Blue is going to be a massive part of this game plan. He's going to be a massive part of the success for Texas if we go out there and we destroy Oklahoma. Now here's the other thing. I don't think it's like an integral. I think Texas has the players I think we have the necessary players to be able to win the game without this level of impact from Jaydon Blue. But it just gets so much easier when Jaydon Blue is in the game. And I just think as fans, I've seen some fans kind of, I don't want to say turn on him. I'm not necessarily saying turn on him, but giving up hope, right? Like it's like that you've given up on him and you're ready for just other guys. Well, I wouldn't say that just yet. And let's see if this coaching, let's see if these guys got coached because, or if not these guys, if these guys coached up Jaydon Blue and did well doing it because, I mean, this is a very, very important piece to the passing offense. And I actually was about to close it off. I cannot be remiss. I'd be not remiss, but it would be a just complete disservice to completely forget mentioning his pass pro. This is now. I'm not saying other guys' pass pro isn't good. Trey Wisner actually looks very, very promising in pass protection. But I actually went out and tried to do a pass pro tape for Jaydon Blue a few games ago, and the game before this, going into Mississippi State, and there was only probably two snaps that Jaydon Blue actually got beat on in pass protection. So, and even then, it's hard. Like one of those was kind of hard to tell if he was actually just chipping the guy and going out for a route. Because if you know what, if his job is to just send a shoulder into the dude and then go out for a route, then he did his job, and I can't say he failed in pass protection then, right? But so that's part of the whole thing is you got to know what the responsibilities are. But this is a guy that's, when he's had linebackers or safeties come up and crash and try to rush the quarterback, he's picked them up and he's stood them up to their face. So this is an integral part. This guy's an integral part to the pass game. Not just the pass game, the rushing success, just the overall team success. Like you heard Steve Sarkisian say, He was a captain going into the Mississippi State game. He scored the first touchdown that Texas ever has in the SEC. I mean, this dude is an important player, and I still think he's well on his way to having a season that's going to wind up having his name in the record books. It's not going to be in the record books like I thought it was because, I mean, we're already, we're 5 games in, and he's just had limited time so far. So, similar to Quinn, it's not going to happen in the same way, but I still think they're going to have fantastic seasons, and I think they're going to be doing just fine. And speaking of Quinn Ewers, I think Quinn Ewers is going to love having himself some Jaydon Blue down there in the flat. He loves check down there. So the Quinn Ewers to Jaydon Blue connection, that looks to be really good this week. All right, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. And as always, hook 'em.